The Oklahoma City Thunder are the new NBA champions, a historic achievement, a young, bold, well-coached team, and fully deserving. But while Oklahoma bursts into celebration, on the opposite coast, an old wound reopens. Because that trophy shining in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's hands once belonged to Seattle. And we're not speaking in metaphors. We're talking about an entire team ripped from a city. Seattle didn't just lose a franchise. It lost memories. It lost history. And yesterday, it lost the championship that, had justice prevailed, might have been theirs. In 2008, the Seattle SuperSonics franchise was abruptly shut down, relocated, and rebranded as the Oklahoma City Thunder. A move that shocked fans and left a deep scar in the heart of Seattle's basketball community. Why did this happen? The answer lies tangled in a complex web of politics, money, and an aging arena that no longer met the demands of a modern NBA team. The KeyArena, once a proud home for the Sonics, had become outdated and insufficient for hosting top-tier basketball, with limited seating capacity and outdated facilities that hindered revenue growth and fan experience. Seattle city officials and local stakeholders debated long and hard over the funding necessary for a new arena or substantial renovations. However, they failed to secure the critical public funding needed to keep the team in place. Without this financial backing, the franchise's ownership was left with few options. Enter Oklahoma City, a city eager to embrace an NBA team and willing to offer what Seattle couldn't: significant public funding and a lucrative business proposition. Promises of new facilities, economic boost, and a fresh start beckoned the franchise to relocate. The NBA, rather than defending the legacy and history that Seattle had built over 40 decades, chose to accept this relocation without hesitation or regard for the community's heartbreak. In effect, the league tossed aside 41 years of rich history, memories of legendary players, iconic moments, and loyal fans, as if it were just a business transaction. It's important to note that the team itself didn't fold or cease to exist legally. The corporate entity remained intact. The team simply changed its zip code. The team colors and jerseys were altered, the name changed, but behind the scenes, it was the very same franchise. Yet, despite the legal continuity, the soul of the team, the passion, the identity, the very essence that made the Sonics who they were, remained in Seattle, left behind like a ghost in the empty stands of the KeyArena. Seattle lost more than just a team. It lost a piece of its cultural fabric, a part of its collective identity. And while Oklahoma City celebrates a championship today, Seattle is left with memories, a legacy frozen in time, and the haunting question of what might have been. The 1979 NBA championship still proudly belongs to the Seattle SuperSonics in the record books. That year, Seattle's team conquered the league, etching their name in basketball history and giving their fans a moment of ultimate glory. It was a time when legends like Dennis Johnson and Fred Brown carried the green and gold banner to the top of the sport. Fast forward to 2025, and the championship trophy now resides with the Oklahoma City Thunder. A team born from the same franchise, but transplanted to a new city with new fans, new colors, and a new identity. The Thunder's victory is historic, deserved, and celebrated, yet it carries with it a bittersweet reality. Both trophies, the one from 1979 and the one from 2025, belong to the same franchise entity, but the cities they represent could not be more different. This is the painful irony at the heart of the story. Seattle built the history, Oklahoma reaped the glory.
Imagine for a moment a parallel universe where the championship team of last night was still playing in Seattle, the very city where Kevin Durant was drafted, where Gary Payton's fierce defense and Sean Kemp's thunderous dunks electrified arenas throughout the 1990s, a city where fans wore green and gold with pride, not blue and white. That legacy, that passion, that community spirit, it all stayed behind when the franchise packed its bags and moved. And though the legal franchise remained intact, the soul, the heart, and the true spirit of the team live on in Seattle's memories and streets. The question now is, should the history and glory be split between two cities? Or is it time for justice, for the legacy of Seattle to be honored in a way that transcends relocations and rebranding? Seattle is known as a vibrant sports city, a powerhouse with passionate fan bases supporting teams across the NFL, MLB, and MLS. From the roar of Seahawks fans at Lumen Field to the electric atmosphere at T-Mobile Park and the Sounders' enthusiastic crowds, Seattle breathes sports. But when it comes to the NBA, the city has been left orphaned. This absence isn't due to a lack of interest or passion. Seattle's basketball fans have always been deeply loyal and invested in their team. The issue was never about incompetence or dwindling support. Instead, it was a casualty of politics, financial maneuvering, and behind-the-scenes decisions that prioritized profits and corporate interests over community loyalty. As Oklahoma City celebrates its newfound glory with fireworks lighting up the sky, Seattle's response is a heavy silence, one filled with sorrow, frustration, and a lingering sense of betrayal. That silence is deafening. The Thunder's triumph is far more than just a sports victory. It's a stark reminder of how the NBA operates. The league does not protect the cities and fans who build teams and cultivate culture. Instead, it safeguards the interests of owners and buyers, those with the financial means to shape the league's landscape according to business priorities. Seattle's silence speaks volumes about a larger truth. The passion of the fans can be sidelined when dollars dictate decisions. The city's loss is not just of a team, but of an identity, a legacy, and a home court spirit that was never replaced. Just imagine for a moment Shai Gilgeous-Alexander leading the team at the historic KeyArena, the crowd erupting with every move he makes on the court. Imagine the energy, the hope, the pride that would surge through the city as a new era of basketball greatness is born right in Seattle. Picture Chet Holmgren, young and talented, becoming the face of a new generation of Sonics fans, a beacon of hope and a symbol of the city's basketball revival. The excitement of watching a rising star grow into an all-time great, inspiring a community that never stopped dreaming of NBA glory. Imagine the city pulsing with life and passion with every thunderous dunk, every buzzer beater that defies the odds, and every finals run that brings hope and unity. The streets would buzz with anticipation, the local bars filled with cheers, and the whole region energized by the sound of bouncing basketballs echoing in a sold-out arena. But now, stop imagining. Because the harsh reality is that none of this belongs to Seattle anymore. The truth was not written on the court. It was signed in cold, calculated contracts. It was drafted not by scouts or coaches, but by lawyers and executives. Decisions were made in closed rooms, behind closed doors, far from the cheers and heartbreaks of the fans. What's left for Seattle after all this? Nothing tangible, no team to call their own, no banners hanging from rafters celebrating victories and heroes. Not even the chance to experience this moment, this championship, this triumph that now belongs to another city. Seattle's fans are left with memories and what-ifs, while the spotlight shines somewhere else. It's a painful reminder that sometimes, in professional sports, legacy and loyalty can be overshadowed by business. The NBA prides itself on its rich history, the stories that inspire millions, its proud traditions, and the deep roots that connect players, teams, and fans across generations. It celebrates moments of glory, legendary players, and the passion that fuels the game. Yet beneath this polished image lies a harsher reality. This recent championship was not won by the Oklahoma City Thunder alone. Behind every trophy, every victory parade, there are powerful forces at work, forces beyond the court. What truly won was the system itself, the corporate interests that govern professional sports, the relentless pursuit of profit, and the cold, calculating logic of capital. Seattle wasn't defeated by a rival team or on a final buzzer beater. It wasn't a loss in a hard-fought game. Seattle was defeated behind closed doors, in boardrooms and legal offices, where decisions were made without regard to the fans, the city, or the legacy built over decades. No matter how brightly Oklahoma City shines, no matter how promising and historic this young roster may be, this title carries an invisible burden. It carries a ghost, the ghost of Seattle, the spirit of a team that won a championship on paper but never played for the fans who created its soul. This is more than just a sports story. It is a story about identity, community, and the painful consequences when business interests override the passion and loyalty that make sports more than just a game. If you believe that Seattle deserves its NBA team back, that the city's fans, history, and passion should not be forgotten or dismissed, then it's time to make your voice heard. Drop a comment below and join the conversation. Share your thoughts, your memories, and your hopes for the future of basketball in Seattle. Use the hashtag #BringBackTheSonics to connect with thousands of others who feel the same way. This isn't just about sports, it's about standing up for communities that have been overlooked and sidelined by powerful corporate interests. Don't forget to like this video if you agree, share it with fellow basketball fans, and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any updates on this ongoing story. Together, we can keep the legacy of Seattle basketball alive and send a message that the NBA can't keep erasing cities like they're just footnotes in a contract. Your support matters because teams are more than just businesses. They are the heart and soul of cities and the dreams of their people.